I hope I am live again. This is take two, y'all, of Granny, Gulf Coast Granny, painting this world map with the diamond paintings. So, I'm sorry about that. I hope that the chat has been enabled. I fixed what I think was wrong with it. Let's see. I gotta check and make sure. There it is. Okay. Now we're cooking with gas, y'all. Hey there, God's Desire. Thank you so much. I, I really messed that up somehow. I think I fat fingered the chat button. Hey, Mike, how are you? It's good to see you tonight. Thank you for coming in. Um, yeah, that first stream I started didn't quite go the way I wanted it to. Can you guys hear me okay? Okay, God's Desire. That's okay. You need to rest. I know I do this late at night. I probably shouldn't do it so late, but y'all, my insomnia is back in full force. Well, actually, that's not true. I don't have insomnia right now. What I have are my days and nights mixed up. You know, like a newborn infant. And it's kind of ridiculous. But this, for whatever reason, this happens to me. I think it started many years ago when I was working the night shift and it just kind of stuck. I got into the habit of working all night and sleeping during the day. And that's a hard habit to get out of, especially when you're a night person to begin with. I wish I were not. Hey, Ann, how are you? Thank you for letting me know. Thank you so much. And welcome in. I'm going to be down here on this end for a little while. You know what? That's not what I wanted to do. I had a plan for doing this today. I've gotten quite far. I just started doing coming from this end of the diamond painting. I guess it's been a few nights. And I'm really happy with the progress that I've made on it. Let me put that back over here. I kind of wanted to go across this way. That was the plan anyway. And get all of this end complete and then go back to the other end. So how's everybody doing? We had a minor loss in the family. I'm laughing because it sounds ridiculous, but I have a pond out back and my goldfish went missing today. And of course, we all know that goldfish just don't grow legs and walk out of their pond, which means either a bird got it, or a cat, or some other critter. Now, mind you, my dog stays out there off and on all day long, and I didn't hear any noise from him. I'm thinking it might have been a bird, and it had to have happened when he was in the house hanging out with me. because I know that if he'd have been out there, no critter would have tried to get in the yard and eat my bird. I mean, my goldfish, excuse me. So I talked to Poppy just a little bit ago, and I told him, I said, look, I really need to replenish the fish in the pond. Last summer, my pump had a mishap, and I lost three other fish because the water all pumped out of the pond and onto the ground instead of, recirculating in the pond. So I lost my favorite fish, and only had that one left. And, I kept him alive this long, but it's kind of disheartening. But it's my own fault. Poppy made a custom fit screen to go over that fish pond out of hardware cloth. Oh, I do enjoy it. I do enjoy diamond painting. Are you talking about diamond painting? I'll tell you exactly why. Um, when I diamond paint, it makes my brain be quiet. And I don't think about all of the, you know, daily minutia that goes around in your head all day long. I'm concentrating on where I'm going next with these dots. And it's a very relaxing little hobby. Crochet. I also crochet, um, and I garden. Those are my other two favorite things to do. But this just tends to relax me, and when I crochet, I'm thinking about what my next move is all the time. I'm having to read directions. I'm having to create. And with this, I'm not creating anything. It's already been created for me. I'm just making it pretty. It kind of reminds me of a cross between cross stitch and paint by numbers. And this is more of a mindless activity. Hey, Dwayne, welcome in. Hey, Jackie. Um, but that's why I enjoy doing this. It's extremely relaxing for me. And believe it or not, it is a time thief because I can get started on it and just completely lose track of time, especially during the day when there's, the kids are at school and I'm here by myself, and all of a sudden I turn around, it's time to start dinner. So it makes the days pass. I do have to make sure that I have my dishes done and, all of my housework done before I sit down to do it, or I'll never get it done. I was thinking that it was similar to paint by number. It is, Twain. It is. Let's see. I just learned about this hobby about, Jackie, what was it, about 2 or 3 months ago? Jackie's the one that told me about it. I saw her doing it, and I thought, well, that looks interesting. So I went online, Amazon, and I purchased two small diamond paintings that were really simple to do, and kind of it got me on my way. And now this is the biggest one that I've done so far. How old is this type of crate? I don't think it's been around very long, Dwayne. Um, a- if I had to guess, I would say no longer than about 10 years. if I had to guess. But I'm sure somebody out there could answer that better than I can. Like I said, I'm relatively new to the hobby. But boy, I was hooked right away, truly, and for the reasons that I stated earlier. I was absolutely hooked. I enjoy it, and I don't see myself quitting anytime soon. Um, my hand has been in a lot of pain since I've been crocheting so much. And this also gives my hand a break. It keeps me busy, makes me feel like I'm accomplishing a craft while giving my hand a rest from crochet. Because honestly, crochet is my main, other than my garden, crochet is my main hobby. I've been doing it my whole life. So you could do things like Easter's. Yes, yes, definitely. Dwayne, if you go on Amazon or any of the, just Google diamond painting, and you will find so many different designs that are really good for any occasion. Truly, you can find something for birthdays, for any holiday. Right now, they are promoting 4th of July diamond paintings and patriotic stuff and veterans type stuff. And, because we have Memorial Day coming up too. And on Amazon, I've seen a lot of those in my feed. The one that tells you what you want to buy next, even if you haven't thought of it yet. You think it's older than 10 years? Okay, okay. I don't know. Like I said, I'm new to it, but I don't remember seeing this stuff when I was a kid, but I'm an old lady, so that doesn't mean anything. And you know what's really neat about this particular craft is that you can be on any budget and still enjoy this. I've seen diamond painting kits as low as $3.99 on Amazon, and that is no lie. And then I have seen them as expensive as, I don't know, $180, $190. So, like I said, you can be on any budget and still be able to enjoy the craft. Each kit comes with every single thing that you need to accomplish or to finish a project. Everything. The pen comes with it. The goopy stuff that you put in the pen to help the little drills stick. This goopy stuff goes in this little hole at the end of your stick or pen. And you do have to kind of keep replacing it now and then, but it helps your drills stick to the end. And all of that comes in a kit. All of this, the tray comes in a kit. Now, some of the cheaper kits that you buy will have littler, smaller trays. This one doesn't have a spout on it so that you can pour your beads back into the. I put them in little Ziploc bags like this. Well, this doesn't have a spout, and this one does. I got this one from Amazon and this one from Michaels. But they give you enough drills to finish every project. They give you all the things you need. And it doesn't matter if you buy one for $3.99 or $399. You get everything you need. Now, I know a lot of people are a little fancier than I am. And they have, well, I just bought something the other day. Let me show you if I can find it. Here it is. I just bought this little kit the other day where you can use it to put your drills in it. And there's a whole bunch of these little containers. They look like Tic Tac containers. And they open up, and you can pour your drills in your tray, like this. But you can also use that tray and funnel all your little drills into it like this. See? And you can store them in here. Now, this one, oh, fiddlesticks, it's caught. Um, this would only cost me about $12 on Amazon. But there are people out there that have really fancy setups like this with tons and tons and tons, hundreds of thousands of drills. That's what the little beads are called. They're called drills. But I just bought this, and honestly, I don't know if I'll ever use it because the bags serve me well. And I don't know if this will or not. It's kind of like voting for the president. The devil you know might be better than the devil you don't. I've seen the really fancy. See, I have too. And honestly, Jackie, for me, they're a little bit intimidating. I started in December and you started shortly after. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Lydia says she's done diamond art painting for almost 8 months. Welcome, Lydia. Thank you for coming in, dear. And I just want to let you know I'm so happy for you for getting some days off. I know you work a lot. See, I'm running out of this stuff and I'm going to have to. This has gone through, isn't this terrible? It's gone through about three diamond painting kits. And I've got more. I just don't quite know where it is. It's probably in my other kits. But I do like getting far enough into the diamond painting that I can set my tray down on the drills that I've already done instead of worrying about setting them in the plastic. Because this glue that they put down so that your drills stick is so sticky. Let's see. Hey, Mona, how are you doing tonight? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you. We should get together, Jackie and I and you, and do diamond art painting when I'm. Oh, we should. We should. Lydia, just let me know when to be there. I'll be there with you. Um, it reminds me of. Yeah, it reminds me of that too. But it's not quite as tedious as cross stitch. You don't have to do any counting. You don't really have to pay attention. And that's kind of what I like about it. Let's see. I know I've missed some comments. 2010. Oh, it started in 2010 in Asia. Thank you for that, Anne. That's good to know. So it's been, oh, wow. 50, almost 50, yeah, 15 years. Okay. Charlotte and Jackie, you should get that new tool I have. Mine don't. Is that the one that you plug in and the air sucks up the? Don't tell me you got one of those and I did. I was going to buy one and then forgot about it. Let me get back down here to the end. Yeah, a lot less focus. With arts and crafts, there is something for everyone. Yes, ma'am, there is. I mean, yes, sir. Excuse me. I'm sorry, Dwayne. There is something for everybody. But you know, there's a lot of folks out there that don't realize that there are little projects that they could do. Even, you know, I don't know. I think some people just are not interested in being crafty. Um, but if I didn't have my crafts in my garden, my life would be really dull, even with all these kids and husband and, well, let's just say that I wouldn't have anything for Charlotte. I wouldn't have anything for me. I would just have, you know, my job would just be taking care of them, as old as they are. I went into the bathroom before I went live, and there was no tissue paper in there. And I thought, do these people just think that the tissue paper magically appears in the bathroom? Do they? I don't understand. But every time I go in there, I have to run and get it. Yes, it's all Jackie's fault, isn't it, Mona? I'm trying to work one color tonight. We'll see how that goes. Are you still doing the butterfly one? Oh, oh, tell us about your garden bed, Anne, and what you're going to plant and where you are you in the States, and what zone are you in, and all of the questions, you know, because we can talk gardening all night. Right, Jackie? Now, how perfect is this? I'm doing live stream and talking to people I really like, doing a hobby that I really like, talking about gardening, which is my heart. That's just perfection right there. I don't think life gets any better than that, does it? Mona, would you like to join the group? Jackie and I and Charlotte. Heck yeah, Mona would make it fun too. I mean, I'm not saying that we're not fun, but Mona's got jokes. Don't you, Mona? Yeah, I think this is the life right here. Oh, you're going to put us on the TV. All right. Oh, her hands are going to be busy. She's not going to be able to type to us because she's going to be putting that garden bed together. Heck yeah. I'm assuming it's a raised bed garden because we put ours together in the living room. No, I don't have jokes. Everybody just thinks I'm funny. You are funny, Mona. You're a blast. Okay. All right, I'm tired of this white color. Let's move on to something else. You're in Georgia Zone 8. Got two gardening beds for me. No, November birthday. Okay, okay. Georgia Zone 8. You can grow just about anything you want to over there. I wish I was in Georgia Zone 8. Actually, my parents live in Georgia. probably 8B, 8B, not 8A. Um, and my dad has 24 acres over there, and it's the most beautiful place I've been in a long time. I love to go. I love to go there. I go there for my little vacations and go visit my parents and enjoy the property. Yeah, Mona says she would like to, Lydia, as long as it's not on Sunday or Tuesday, because she has her own live streams to do on the. Well, she does her own on Sunday, and she helps another lady with hers on Tuesday. There's a lot of this color in here. Can y'all see my hands, or is it? Yeah, I need to probably adjust that a little bit. Okay, I'm back. I don't know what. Look, YouTube's acting crazy tonight. I had to start my live stream over earlier because it said my chat was not enabled, which is ridiculous because I've never not enabled the chat. That's just not what I do. I'm gonna plant my seedlings. I've been growing since forever. Wow, on your yeah, it's beautiful there, Anne, and a very it's a very peaceful place to be. Very peaceful. It's in the middle of absolutely nowhere. There are no big towns near there. I guess the closest big town would be, well, it's halfway between Savannah and Macon. So if you're familiar with Vidalia and Dublin and Statesboro, or Swainsboro, excuse me, it's down in that area. Not Statesboro. I'm sorry. You've been gardening for about 3 years now, and and I feel like it. Oh, honey, I've been gardening for 25 years. I still feel like a new gardener. But I can tell I'm learning more and more and meeting folks on the social media. Yeah, well, and one thing I learned about being on social media and being a gardener is you have to really this what is the word I'm looking for? You have to go through information that you get and decide what is best for your area. Because I remember watching a gardener when I first got on YouTube. Well, this gardener lives up in, I don't know, somewhere up north. I mean, way up north. New Jersey, Minnesota, somewhere like that. And he was talking about how you have to plant your tomatoes by May something. And I thought to myself, good grief, if I planted my tomatoes in May, if I waited that long, they die in a month from the heat. Because here, tomatoes start getting heat stressed by the second week of June. In fact, I plant mine out normally. I have all my tomatoes planted by March the 7th. Well, that's early for some folks, you know. But in our climate, that's what I have to do because I'm in zone 9. I live um, I live in South Mississippi, on the coast of the Gulf of Mexico. So it's hot here. Y'all, this is the hottest place I've ever been on earth. And I'm from Florida. So there's that. Hey, Tina, thanks for coming in. It's good to see you in here. And oh, thank you so much, Ann. And oh, look at there. You got you a new subscriber, Ann. Actually, you're going to have more than that. Let's see. I'm going to go over there and subscribe myself. Y'all just give me 1 minute. There we go. Well, I'm number 154. Ian, my guy, what is up? How are you tonight? Ooh, look at that. Look at that tiny itty bitty bead they gave me. I have run into that a lot with this brand, and I don't like it very much. I've got little handicap drills that won't fit and aren't uniformly sized, and that's irritating. Because that's the one thing about this painting is if it's supposed to look like little dots, evenly sized and evenly spaced dots. And if you get one that's wonky or not the right size, it throws off your whole picture. Now with this one, there's so many that you might not notice right off the get-go, but still. But I have found hundreds of those little itty-bitty, I call them handicapped drills, or deformed or something. I hope I don't have to call the company and say, hey, send me some more, because most of them were not fit for working with. I'm doing well. Still haven't got my ride. Oh no! They're still waiting on a part. Yeah, oh Lord. Yeah, yeah. I'm so sorry, Ian. I know you've been looking forward to that. See, now a ride-on mower would do nothing for me and Poppy right now, because our yard is the size of a postage stamp, and it takes about 15 minutes to mow it, with a push mower. But now my dad and his property, he's got a big old tractor, and believe it or not, he's on that tractor every day mowing grass in the summertime. He gets on it in the morning, mows a little while till he gets tired of doing it, and then he gets off and does more the next day. And it's just an ongoing thing he does. But honestly, I believe he enjoys it, and that's why he does it that way. I mean, shoot, if I had a big old tractor and I was able to get up there and ride on it every day, I'd enjoy it. They have the belt and blade, but not the covering for the belt this week or next, the boss said. So I use a Massport push mower. Okay, okay. Never been to Mississippi. Wow, thanks you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Ann. Um, Mississippi's an interesting place to live. Mississippi gets a bad rap, um, and I understand it. But where I live in Mississippi, here on the coast, they say it's very racist here, and all the past history here, which is significant. But where I live, I don't see those problems anymore. I mean, I just don't. I used to live in Virginia, and it's bad up there, racial tension and stuff like that. But it's not here, not where I live now. If you go up, in different parts of Mississippi, I can't speak about that because I don't know. But I enjoy living here a lot. It's peaceful. Um, Sometimes I get irritated, like today when I found out my poor fish was dead. Or, well, I'm assuming he's dead. He's not in the pond, and he didn't go on vacation. So, um, but anyhow, I thought to myself, well, I've got to order it. I've got to order more goldfish because we don't have any places here where you can go pick out the kind of goldfish that I want. Ian, I am great. Thank you. Hey, Steve, what's up? I haven't seen you in a while. It's been a few weeks anyway. Hope you're doing well. Um, but anyhow, what I tried to get to is we don't have pond stores and things like that. There's a fish store, or you could go to Petco, but I'm not going to bring them nasty fish home to my house. Petco, no. I just don't buy my fish from them. So, me and Poppy talked, and he said, go ahead and get whatever fish you want. And I said, thank you, because I was going to anyway. Steve, good grief. Your IQ test came back and they're negative. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. I should tell that to Poppy. See what he says. He'll get a kick out of that one. I had to run Poppy off and send him to bed, y'all. He was eating potato chips at the table right here across from me, and I wanted to choke him blue. I think that's the worst thing about women of a certain age. I think that listening to people chew gets worse as you get older. I love the country. I'm a bush lad, country boy. I suspected that. I certainly did, Ian. I certainly did. Now, Ian, do you have a garden at your house? Y'all, Ian is a musician here on YouTube, and he creates beautiful instruments. Y'all should go check his channel out. Um, and he's an Aussie. He lives in Australia. So there's that too, which is really fascinating to me. Of course, it's always interesting when you meet people from, at least for me it is. I'm assuming it's that way for most folks. You meet people that are not from where you're from, and it's very interesting to see how folks live in different places and different cultures. I enjoy it anyway. I guess it's not for everybody. What do you get when you cross a polar bear with a seal? A polar bear. You're darn right. A polar bear. Yeah, that would be a ad cross there for the seal anyway. Oh, you're coming up with some good ones, Steve. You must have a new resource. Changing your tactics around. Hey, Camille, how are you doing? Simon, how are you? Y'all, Simon is Yes I Can Barbecue. If y'all like to barbecue, y'all to go check out his channel too. And Camille, she crochets. Y'all, if you want to, I don't have Nightbot, but y'all can drop your links and connect with each other if you want to. I guess I ought to get Nightbot. I've been avoiding it for years, mainly because I'm technologically challenged and I wouldn't know how to work with it. I mean, tell it what to do or anything like that. And it might take over my channel, therefore take over the world. I mean, anything could happen, right? You never know. I might hit a wrong button and bam, we're all bored. Okay, if you're not a Star Trek fan, you don't understand what I just said. But just Google the Borg, Borg. I used to love Star Trek when I was a little girl. When I was a teenager, that was my jam. I loved Star Trek and Barbra Streisand back in the day. How crazy is that? You're about to head to bed, Simon? Well, I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for supporting the channel and showing up tonight. I appreciate it. Oop. I have noticed that I'm getting a little bit faster with my diamond painting. I don't know if that's good or bad or indifferent. Oh, YouTube won't let you share it? I'm so sorry, Simon. Let me see if I can. Okay. Hang on just a minute. Um, Hang on just a sec. I'm going to drop it because I can do that. Okay, y'all. There, that's Simon's channel. Anybody else wants to, just let me know and I will, um, I'll do that. I think Jane's probably gone to bed. God love her. She stays up with everybody. She's one of the best moderators I've ever seen. But everybody needs a rest every now and then. Remind me, hang on a minute. Remind me about the Risk game board. Still waiting for her to tell us what she's doing. I don't get that. Remind me about Risk game board. Still waiting for her to tell us what. Wait a minute, Steve. Are you saying you don't know what I'm doing over here? Or is that a joke? I don't know. I'm confused. Reminds me of the Ritz. Oh, okay. Well, the interesting thing is, it is a picture of of the world map. It's a world map. Sorry, I'm sorry, Steve. I just right now I started on the other end a few weeks ago, and I've gotten to the coast of Africa, the Atlantic coast of Africa, and that's almost halfway. And it was getting really hard for me to reach over, and I didn't want to wrinkle the picture up. So I flipped it around, and now I'm headed that direction. So this is Russia, I guess, where, when Sarah Palin was looking out her backyard and she could see Russia, that's where she could see too. Right there. Maybe down here. But, and then this over here is Australia, and this is Tasmania down here, and I'm not sure what this is, and New Zealand's over here, I'm sure. Maybe it's up here. No, I think it's over here. But yeah, we're headed that direction. We're headed toward Asia. So, if it reminded you of the Risk board, game board, you, sir, are correct. It kind of is. And actually, the colors are fairly similar too, aren't they? Boy, I haven't played that game in a long time. Yeah, 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 that's why. That's why. I used to really enjoy playing Risk. That was fun. I haven't played it in years, though. Decades, even. Well, my garden is finally starting to look a little bit like a jungle out there. It's really, really growing quickly. And I expected it to. But, sometimes it's just awe inspiring to go out there and see the growth every single day. It kind of reminds you who's in charge. I tell people all the time, you know, we don't grow our plants. We just make sure they have what they need to do what they do. They're the ones that do the growing. They're the ones that you can't hardly stop a plant from growing if that's what it wants to do. Um, it's just nature trying to reproduce itself. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you so much. Jackie, drop your own link too, if you don't mind. I mean, I ain't trying to be bossy or nothing, but you deserve a link drop. Hey, Jackie, have you hit 1,000 subscribers yet? I wanted to ask you that tonight when you were live, and I completely forgot. That game always ended up in fights. You know which game ends up in fights in my family? Is Monopoly. Good grief. Because I got some crooked youngins in this house. And yeah, they like to cheat. And it makes me so mad I could chew glass. especially my middle daughter. She is shady. Guys, I am not catching every single comment, and I apologize if I miss one of yours. Um, I'm trying my best. My tenant picks up some of diamond painting from yeah, Dollar Tree has them too. Yeah, they're great. They're just great. I was just telling people earlier, it doesn't matter what kind of budget you're on. This is a hobby that anybody can do, and that's what I really like about it. Well, I wasn't going to come this direction, but now that I have, I might as well continue on with it. I was going to do all the colors over here, but I've got a tray full of drills and might as well use them up, right? What do you call a hippie's bride? Mississippi. Well, that kind of hits home, don't it, Steve? For me, anyway, considering I'm in Mississippi, but I'm not much of a hippie. I don't know, I might be. I mean, I'm a tree hugger and I'm a gardener. I don't like to use pesticides. Is that a hippie? I like peace and love. Good night, Jackie. Take care of yourself, dear. Sleep well. And do you have that garden bed put together yet? Because I know they can be difficult. And if you're still here, Anne, I'm curious what size your garden bed is that you are putting together. Because I couldn't put my big ones together in the house. I could only put my. I had 2 by 4 foot garden beds that were 2 feet tall. Some of them were 17 inches tall. And I put the majority of those together inside the house and just walked them out one by one. But I have a lot of them. We just did a garden makeover last month, and I really wish that we would have gotten started on it a little bit earlier, but there were other factors that prevented us from being able to do that when I wanted to. Um, but we finally got it. Is it 100% complete? No, but it is functional. I have a gate on it now, and the fence is completely surrounding it now. I have plants planted. I've got green beans and tomatoes and leeks and dill and basil and oh my gosh, squash and eggplant, cucumbers, and I've got at least 3 different varieties of each vegetable that I've planted. Um, I've got some okra started out there. I've got, let's see, I'm waiting on sweet potatoes to. I ordered some sweet potato slips, and I wish I would have known at the time. I wasn't paying attention when I ordered them. That they weren't going to come until May. So now they should be here in the next week, but it makes me feel a little bit behind. So I had to save a whole empty garden bed just for the sweet potatoes. I'm really hoping to get a lot of sweet potatoes out of that. Um, if you wear patchouli, you're a hippie. No, I don't wear that. No, I don't even know what that is. Oh, that's one of them essential oils, isn't it? Or stuff they make perfume with. No, I don't wear that. And I don't have potpourri in my house either. And I don't wear flowers in my hair. I mean, I would. I would wear flowers in my hair if I took a notion. But I just have never taken the notion to do that. Shoot, I can see it now. I'll get on my tricycle. I have an electric tricycle. And I'll get on my electric tricycle and put on my gardening hat because it's a little bit floppy and it keeps the sun out of my face, right? And then I'd stick flowers all over my garden hat. And people would see me coming from every direction. What's the difference between an outlaw and an in-law? Outlaws are wanted. Ain't no truer words. No, I didn't say that. I did not say that. I did not say that. And I'll deny it if you tell anybody I did. Okay, I'm going for another color here. Number 31 is this dots. I'm going to do the dots next. Can y'all see this? Okay, you can. Good. Oh, today I've got it right in the center. Look at me. I'm learning how to YouTube. What's behind every successful husband? A very surprised mother-in-law. Well, you know what's interesting? My parents absolutely love my husband. They think that he's the best thing since sliced bread and collard greens. I'm not even playing. I guess because he's good to me. But they really like him a lot. Well, and my dad is very big on responsibility. He thinks that's the most important characteristic a person can have. Um, He said that responsibility is the character trait that's all the other ones stem from. And he knows that my husband is responsible, and he appreciates that. I think. I think that's why. Scientists have recently discovered a food that greatly reduces sex drive. It's called wedding cake. Stop with your mess. I think it's called children. Oh, goodness. Of course, if children aren't food, but, well, they could be if you were a gerbil. I mean, I kind of get it. I'm removing the plastic or so. Oh, that's a pain, isn't it? Oh, and it's a brown. You know what? I almost ordered some of those. I know exactly the ones you're talking about. How many did you get? Was it the 3-pack or a 2-pack? I think you said two earlier. I almost ordered those. Those are good though. I just bought the other color. I got white ones and I got yellow ones and I got two green ones. Now the green ones are not the Snug brand. Oh goodness. It landed right in the wrong spot. There we go. Um but I'm enjoying mine something fierce. I had to get one of the reasons for my garden makeover, Anne, was I had termites eat all of my wooden garden beds, almost all of them, and they were collapsing on top of each other and just in ruins. And that was the first reason. The second reason was we got a dog a year ago, and he is still very much a puppy in the way he acts, not the way he looks. He's a big boy now. He's about 75 pounds. But he likes to get in my garden and dig up all my food and eat it. In fact, today I saw that he had eaten some collard greens and puked it up on the sidewalk. Yes, ma'am. That is no lie. So, I told Poppy, now, he didn't get in my garden and do that this time. I have random collard greens growing throughout my yard because when I was planting them last fall, I guess it was around December when I planted them, he took off with the package and scattered it all over the yard, and I still have greens coming up randomly in the yard. So, I'm hoping that you understand this dog is a menace because he's such a puppy. So I put a fence around my garden and got to keep the dog out. And I got the metal raised beds so that I would never have to deal with termites in the garden again. If they're in there now, they're just going to be eating the mulch. They won't be eating my beds. But actually, I got straw mulch this year. I'm not using wood mulch this year. Um, Now, is there a pad underneath the paper so you don't mark up? Actually, yes. This blue thing here is a really large desktop pad. But I don't think that this would do too much damage to the. I don't know. You might be right. I didn't even think about that, but yeah. Um, Question: how's it feel during the oceans? On how does it how's it feel during the oceans on the painting? I had them get me the match to the ones I purchased a year ago. Quite understand your question. Can And I feel stupid because I don't understand what you asked me. How how's it feel during the oceans on the painting? Um Hey Rosalie, how are you doing tonight? I'm doing a diamond painting and trying to answer Anne's question. I had them get me the match to the ones I purchased a year ago. Okay, so all of yours match each other. Let me tell you what I did, Anne. I bought whatever was on sale or had a coupon at the time. Now, if they asked me what do you want for Mother's Day? Well, I wouldn't worry about a sale then, would I? But if I'm buying it for myself and using my money to get it, you bet your sweet bippy I'm going to get whatever's on sale. So that's what I did. I ordered them over a period of about probably 3 months. Every payday or so, I would buy one or two or three, whatever, whatever I have money for. And I ended up with, let me count, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. 10. I've got 13 garden beds right now inside the fenced area. And my next project is to get five 8-foot long beds that are 2 feet tall and put them around two sides of the garden. Uh, the garden is 16 feet deep and 24 feet across. So I could put two. I don't know if I can fit five there. Not sure yet. I'll have to go out there and measure it. I haven't done that yet. I know I could put three two by four beds across the front. But there's a 4-foot gate. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Rosalie, I couldn't be better. I'm enjoying doing my diamond painting, hanging out with all these nice folks, and my whole family's in bed, and I've got the house to myself right now, and it's glorious. This is my favorite time of day. Maybe that's why I stay up so late and have insomnia, Because I like being up late where there's no noise and no aggravation, and I don't have to do anything for anybody, and I can just do what I want to do. Maybe that's it. So maybe it's not insomnia at all. Maybe it's me being stubborn. I'm running out of this goopy stuff for real. But I think I have enough to finish tonight, and then I'll go hunt some down so when I do this again, I won't run out. Uh, for anybody who just came in, I am doing a diamond painting of the world. It's a world map, and I started it a few weeks ago. It is the biggest one I've ever done. It is 20 inches this way and 30 inches that way. And when I finish it, it's going to hang behind me here at my table where I do my videos. So I'm going to kind of use it as a backdrop. The wall back there is very beige and bland. And I have an old wooden sign that I painted with my daughters back there. But that's kind of getting old and tired now, and I just want to freshen up the area a little bit and add some color. I like a lot of color. I think that's an affliction a lot of crocheters have too, is they like all the colors. I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen an absolutely ugly skein of yarn in my life. Eh, I'll tell you some of the skeins of yarn that I really don't care for that much. And that is the sports, variegated, like sports team colors. But I'm not a huge fan of sports, so there's that. I just don't have a use for them. Um, and they're not practical for me. Are they ugly? Well, I guess that's in the eye of the beholder. But I don't really have a use for them. Put it. Good night, Tina. Thank you so much for coming in. Yeah, yeah, it's probably me being stubborn. Probably. In fact, let me tell you a little story. So I asked my daughter Monday to clean the bathroom. Now she's almost 20 years old, y'all. Still lives in my house, rent free. Eats my food, rent free. Breathes my air, rent free. I pay for half of her college. I gave her a car to drive. Well, me and her daddy. And I asked her to clean the bathroom Monday. And she completely ignored me. Well, I let it go and I let it go until today. And I had a little bit of a come undone. And she said, "Why are you being mean to me?" I said, "Well, I wonder. Do you know it took her daddy telling her to get in there and clean that bathroom before she finally just decided to do it and be quiet about it?" I was so mad, y'all. I wanted to chew glass. So I was complaining to Poppy about her bad attitude and how she needs to understand that she's part of this family still, even if she is grown, and that she's living here out of the kindness of our heart now and not because we're required to support her. And he said, well, you know where she gets it from. She's stubborn just like her mama. That's what he said to me. That's exactly what he said to me. Well, then I wanted to choke him blue, you know, because he wasn't lying. But that ain't the point. That ain't the point. The point is, if she's going to reap the benefits of having a supportive family who wants nothing but the best for her, she better decide that she's going to participate and do the few things that her mama asked her to do. Yes, daddy's girl. Yes, 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 yes. Yes. Oh. Well, you know why she's daddy's girl, right? She's daddy's girl because daddy don't have no rules. Mama does. Daddy was always the fun guy. I guess that's all right. With girls, I think that's kind of how it should be, to some degree. Oh, fiddlesticks. I keep hitting the pin with this plastic, and it's knocking my little drills off. I got to keep my hand on this. Yeah, we're about to have a come to Jesus. Me and the little girl. It happens to every, I've got 2 adult daughters. Well, 3 now, including her. But I have 2 other adult daughters who do not live at home anymore. And I think I went through the same thing with both of them. There comes a time in a mama's life when no house is big enough for 2 women. And I'm not sure how that conflict can resolve itself. I don't think it's supposed to. I think it's absolutely human nature for stuff like that to happen. So that, well, I used to tell people all the time that the good Lord gives us teenagers so that by the time they are ready to leave home, we are ready for them to go. And I believe that. I believe that wholeheartedly. Because it's supposed to be that way. Kids are supposed to grow up and be self sufficient. Oh, I heard that before years ago. Yeah, yeah. It's true. It is so true. And do you have children? Sometimes I wish I'd have eaten mine. Okay, but usually a mother and a daughter can't stand each other starting at age 30. Well, and you're right, Steve, and oh no, she's not the chip off of his block. She's just like her mama. She's a lot smarter than me. Well, she thinks she is. Ask her. But she's a lot like me. What was I going to say? I was going to say something really profound here. I forget now. Shoot. Let me read that again. Oh, I was going to tell you, Steve, that, well, everybody, actually, I never had those kinds of issues with her as a teenager when she was growing up. We got along really, really, really good through all of those hard years, like 14, 15, 16, when they think they know everything and they want to make their own rules. She didn't do that. She's just gotten to that stage here recently. And, at this point, she's old enough that she can decide how she wants to handle her life and pay for it herself. I mean, if I'm a firm believer in if you live in my house, you're going to have to follow the rules of the house, my rules. And I don't have hard rules at all. I'm not a tyrant. Um, and I don't try to control what she does or who she sees or none of that. I'm trying to cut the apron springs and let her grow up. But, what is that little fuzzball? Quit it. What the devil? It's a, oh my, where'd you go? Y'all, that was some kind of little bug moth. Bing! There it is. Got it. But it wasn't very smart of Poppy to say she's like you when she's not being very kind. Well, yeah, you're right. You're right. She was just being selfish and lazy. That's all. Like I said, I don't ask much. Once in a great while, I'll ask her to clean the bathroom. Once in a great while, I'll ask her to do the dishes, let the dog out. Just little things. It's usually I got this. So it irritates me when she just blows me off. And looks at me like it's a pain in her behind to have to do anything. And I want to say, remember all those times I was up all night with you, cleaning up puke and worrying over your. But she can't understand that. She's not a parent. She doesn't understand. And I get that. Totally get it. And Lord willing, and the creek don't rise, she will not find out for a very long time. At least not till she's finished with college. What she does after that, I guess, is up to her and the good Lord. Okay, I don't need that color. I need this color. Oh, shoot, what'd I do? I've got to readjust my position here so I can reach better. Pull off more of this. Gotta pull off more of the cellophane. There. No, but what I was going to say, I got a little bit distracted, is that all the things that she's doing right now are actually very age appropriate. And she's just having to learn how to navigate being a grown up, living with another grown up instead of being the child. And I know things will get better as she gets older because it did with my other two. It's just a phase. Isn't that what they used to say? Back in the day, it's just a phase. I'm a very lucky mom in that she's a responsible young lady for the most part. She goes to college, she works, she always lets me know when she's going to be late, tells me where she's going. She brought me a milkshake tonight from the Sonic. So it's not all bad, y'all. It was just a little incident that fired me up. I get a little fired up every now and then. 2 men. You have 2 young men. All right. I was a mom, lucky mom. I got 3 girls and 4 boys. And my baby boy is 16 now. So he is definitely a young man himself. And I'm real proud of him. He's in the band at school. And he's working on being an Eagle Scout with the Scouts. He's about 70% finished. So, and he still has a year and a half to complete. So I think he'll get there. You're a first time granny. A grandson aged 4 months. I agree with you in age. Yes, a phase. I'm lucky too. My guys are great guys. Thanks to my mom and dad and sister, of course. Oh, bless her. Bless you. You got you a new grandbaby. That's wonderful. I just had a grandson in December too. Was it December? My grandbaby was born, I believe, it's December 17th. He was number 4. My oldest grandbaby just turned 9 this month, April. I don't know, are we at May yet? Have we hit May 1st? Yes, we have. Welcome, May. Where's my flowers? What did they say? April showers bring May flowers. Can we change that to May tomatoes? Of course, I like flowers and tomatoes, so either or is fine with me. Actually, we have some wisteria blooming in the backyard, and it's just beautiful. It's wild too. It's not anything anybody planted, and it's so pretty with those purple bouquets hanging down. I just love it. And we've got honeysuckle blooming out there, and the yard just smells amazing. Um, I know Jackie was talking about that earlier on her live stream, and I knew exactly what she meant when she said it just makes her happy to smell it and be out there. Because every time I walk outside, it just hits me in the face, the scent. It's so pretty. Smells so nice. And then I've got roses blooming. For those of you who are on my following me on Instagram, I've been posting pictures of my my roses as they're blooming. I've got right now a rose called Tangerine Skies is blooming beautifully. And then my other one's name is Lagerfeld. It's a real pale lavender rose. And it's a hybrid tea rose. Tangerine Skies is a climber. My hand's stuck. Hey, Alex, what's up? How are you doing, dear? And then, thank you for coming in. Um, and the other rose that's blooming right now is called Twilight Zone. And it is a very interesting rose. When it's in full sun, it's a really bright purplish pink color, like fuchsia almost. But when it's in the shade, if you plant it in the shade, the blooms are real deep purple. And I just moved it from the shade to the sun, and I think I'm going to put it back in the shade. We had to dig up all the rose bushes to, finish the garden off and redesign everything. So they're all sitting in pots right now, but they seem to be really loving it. I went through a phase where I really wasn't taking care of my roses like I needed to be because I was very disheartened that the garden was messed up and that we had so much work to do. So I went for about, I don't know, maybe a year where I didn't really do what I needed to do with them. So this spring, we moved them and put them in the pots. And I fertilized them and pruned them real nice. And I tell you what, they really rewarded me for that because the blooms are incredible. And I've got three more about to bloom. I've got little buds on them, but I don't see any color yet. And you know what's so funny is Poppy, when he dug them up, he took all the identifier bands off of them. And I was so irritated because well, I wanted to know which rose was which. I will know when they bloom. They'll tell me who they are because I know who they are. I mean, that might sound crazy, but. And does that sound crazy? Is the blue water on your paint? No, no. The water is this color I'm working on right now. It's kind of a cream and real pale shell pink combination of water in air quotes. Air quotes. I understand now what your question was earlier. Um, I think that's kind of what I liked about this when I saw it in the store. I said, look at that world map. There's no blue on it. Not a whole lot. I'm not, Blue's not my favorite color. I told y'all earlier I like all the colors, and I do. But I will not instinctively pick blue first, if that makes any sense. Um, my roses are blooming like I've never seen before. I believe I cut them and it helped. Oh, yeah, they like to be pruned. I want to cut like five and put them in my backyard. You mean take cuttings off of them and root them? Is that what you mean? Because I say go for it if you want my thoughts on it. Now, what I would do is I would start them off in pots and I would get some rooting hormone. You're going to have to use soft wood, not the hardwood. But you can take softwood cuttings, Oh, I'm stuck. Um, and dip it in some rooting hormone and stick it in a pot till it gets roots on it, and then stuff it in the ground. It'll grow. They want to grow. They love to grow. I'll tell you what happened. I just noticed. Shoot, that one ain't no good. Um, I noticed today that one of my roses has a new branch coming off of the rootstock, which means that when that if that gets a flower on it and blooms, if I let it, then it will have two different colors of roses on that particular bush, which is always kind of interesting. Um, but of course, that branch that's coming off of the root stock is also kind of a sucker and takes all the energy away from the color that you want the rose to be. So no, it's actually not large. None. The only one that's big in my yard is my climber, and it's about 5 feet tall. Um, I trimmed it just about, well, I don't know, 3 weeks ago or so. I should have pruned them in February before spring hit, but you know what? It did not. It didn't bother them at all. They were happy, and I always use. Look, I don't spray my garden with any pesticides or anything like that, and I usually try to use organic everything for my yard because of my food. I don't want um, what am I doing? I don't want all that chemicals in my food, right? But with my roses, I have always used a product called Bayer All in One. And what it is a systemic herbicide and pesticide against Japanese beetles, against black spot, and it is also a fertilizer. And I give it twice every summer, probably about 6 or 8 weeks apart. And I also give it in the beginning of the season, right after I prune it. And let me tell you what, that stuff is really good. It's not very expensive, but it really works. And one jug of it will last you 5 years ish. For me, it does because I have 8 rose bushes right now. Your roses, all your roses are red. Okay, okay. I don't know if I have a red one out there or not. I don't believe I do. I have oranges and purples are my favorite colors. I do have a very pale pink, and the reason I bought the pale pink one is because the name of it is my daughter's last name, her married last name. And I just thought it would be really cool to have that flower. Um, I also have one called Coco Loco that I absolutely love. And the reason I love that one is because it's so different. It is a very unique, beautiful color. And, okay. And I can't describe the color to you except for cocoa. It's kind of got a cafe latte or coffee and cream color to it. Very, very pale, very light coffee and cream color. But as it opens up, it gets this lavender tint, pinks and lavenders. And sometimes you'll even see a little bit of yellow in it. It's beautiful, y'all. It is a beautiful, beautiful rose. But it's not doing real great right now. It's very small, and I had to prune it real hard because it was diseased and ugly. So I am giving it all the TLC that I can give it right now to try to get it to come back but we shall see. I prefer Floribunda roses um, to tea roses, but some of my roses are hybrid teas just because they were pretty. I have one called, every time I think, every time I think I'm going to remember the name of this rose, I forget it. And it's a one word name, and I think it's not, I want to call it indulgence every single time I think of it, but that's not the word. And now I've got to look and see. Let me go to H-E-I-R-L. Okay. Let me see. I'm going to find out what it is. Color. It might as well be purple. If you go to heirloomroses.com and look up Coco Loco, you'll see what color it is. Um, it's not burlesque. It's. I always forget the name of this stinking rose, and it aggravates me too because. Oh, you can see just about all of them here, all the ones I have. I don't get a lot of my roses from Heirloom Roses, but I do some of them. I bought a few from there. They send bare root roses out, and that's what my Coco Loco was. And I think that might be why it's struggling to grow. Where is that deep purple rose at? Well, maybe Heirloom Roses doesn't cover it or sell it. Oh well, I guess I'm just going to have to going back to the garden bed, getting out my screws for garden bed. And I know that's a job. I made some cocoa chocolate ice cream last night. Oh, that sounds delicious. I wished I'd have been there for it. Well, if you look it up and just know that they spell it funny. It's spelled with a K, Coco, Koko, and then Loco is Loko. Just in case you want to check it out. It's a beautiful, beautiful, unique, very unique rose. Guys, I think I'm going to call it a night because I'm about at a stopping point and I really have to run to the potty. So let's call it a night, and I will see y'all back here tomorrow night at probably somewhere close to 10 o'clock ish. And thank you all very much for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it. Without your support, this channel would be absolutely nothing. So, Dwayne, good night, and good night. All of you, have a great evening. I'll see you tomorrow.